This is a troubleshooting video. If after updating your index file and perhaps your secondary pages, you have refreshed in Dreamweaver and also you've attempted to put your newly updated pages to your website, your prism.troy.edu username, and still you do not see the changes reflected, please go back into Dreamweaver and for the purpose of this video, check to make sure that this item here, I'm going to hover over, this plug that you see with the green sort of circular design, this means that I am connected to the remote server. I'm going to turn it off, all right, and I'll just cancel here. If in Dreamweaver you have made all of your changes and you get back into the Dreamweaver, for example, after you visited your web page and you see that this is off, you need to click it. See where it says connect to remote server? You need to click it to turn it on. This means that it is active, retrieving server information. That's a good sign. So you must ensure that this is on. Now, once you do, it's always a good idea here to open this item, the file, so I can see where I am working. This is the local view. So this is the sort of work area, workspace of my desktop. And then over here to my left is a remote server. So these are the items that are actually connected to the web. So I'll simply perform a refresh. And I should see my changes. Let's see. Reflected. So if you do not afterwards, now we're going to keep in mind that this is a new and more recent video than some of the older ones, so everything may not look the same. I'll go ahead and click here to put it back. And then if you were to update your index, I'll make a minor change here. Let's see. Okay, so I added a punctuation mark here at the end of advanced tech, and then I'm also noticing something. You can take a look here on my index.html. I haven't refreshed, as we know, but the asterisk indicates that I need to resave my index file. So again, for the purpose of this video, we're talking about connecting to the remote server here, and also if there's an asterisk on whatever page you're working on, that indicates that it needs to be saved again. So I'll simply go to File and Save. And see, it eliminates the asterisk. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh. And I'll attempt, using my shortcut, to put the files again to the remote server. Should dependent files be included in the transfer? Yes. We'll give that just a moment. Okay. All right, and what I should do now is go ahead and check the Prism account. And I have a couple of browsers open. While Firefox is open, I've mentioned in class is something that you want to consider also. You can see here that I have, Firefox, Chrome, and Safari. On most of the desktops in the computer lab, we have Safari that is available. Some of them do have Firefox. Please don't hesitate to look at your web page for the changes using a different browser. That is always a good idea. So let me type in my address. Okay. So I haven't deleted this map, so that's perfect that it appears. But what I'm looking for is the punctuation mark that I added, and I did add the exclamation point or mark. I'm going to take a look here. So everything worked. I have my course information, my assignments, identical, syllabus, professor tab. Now, what I'll do, since I do not need the map, and most of you all probably don't have it, I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. And it starts on 111. Make those changes. See, we see the asterisk again, so I need to save it. I'm going to refresh, and I'll go to File and Save. All right, then I will again attempt to refresh it, and I'll put it once again. Okay, let's go back here, and I'll refresh using my browser. Okay, now the map is no longer there, so everything works. Before I end this troubleshooting video, I noticed that, remember when I refreshed and put it asks a question, yes, but sometimes persons will get a mark that says that maybe the index file or some of the files did not transfer. I'll go ahead and hit yes again. After performing this activity, if that is the case, go to the item to remote server synchronize. Synchronize the entire site, direction and put. We'll give that just a moment. So what I have here is a list of items that presumably may not have transferred. If you fall into this case, you want to hold down the shift key with perhaps your left hand and use your right hand to scroll down, and that will select all items. Then I'll click on OK, and we'll give that just a moment because there were several files that perhaps need to transfer. Those are some files that I used previously, so that's why they were there, but it's not necessary that I add them. But for the point or purpose of this video, we will do so. Okay, so here I can see that all of those files did transfer. If after performing the synchronization, you see where the files did not completely transfer, you can click close, refresh, put it once again, and then I would suggest that you check the browser. Now, I'll just refresh and put again. No changes have been made. All right. In terms of refreshing your browser, that's always good to do. But as I have mentioned, don't be afraid to retype your web address. Okay. That ends this troubleshooting video. If after you've made all of those changes and you've tried it several times, I would recommend perhaps going through the videos once again